Charles I was executed on the 30th of January 1649, and he was executed for treason. So the country had been in a civil war for several years. Charles had sort of lost his throne in a way and had been conspiring with Scotland to get an army to help him regain his throne. And that was the excuse Parliament needed to convict him of treason. And so he was sentenced to be executed by beheading. We've got several objects in the exhibition about Charles I's execution, and probably the most incredible one is this beautiful knitted silk vest. It was the 30th of January, and he wanted to make sure that he didn't shiver in the cold because he didn't want people to think he was afraid. He said, "I fear not death." So we think that this may have been the sort of undergarment that he would have worn to help him not shiver. It's a really fine garment. It's very intricately knitted, so it's the quality of garment that would have been worn by a king, and we're just doing further work to find out if we can pin it down a bit more. We have this really interesting print showing his execution outside Banqueting House, and with the huge crowd watching, and in the foreground there's a woman fainting and somebody else who looks like they're crying. And apparently when his head was cut off, this enormous groan erupted in the crowd, and one of the people that heard it said they never wanted to hear anything like that ever again because it was so disturbing. We've got a painting of Charles I done after his execution. It shows him with his head stitched back on again because he was decapitated. And there are these personifications in female form, all kind of tearing their hair and looking really devastated that the king is dead. So it's sort of explaining, people's feelings about the execution of the king.